All right, week 11 upset only picks, but before we get to week 11, we've got to review week 10. There were 6 upsets last week. The Panthers beat the Giants, Steelers beat the Commanders, Patriots beat the Bears, Saints beat the Falcons, the Cardinals beat the Jets. That was a pick'em game, so that wasn't really an upset, but one of them had to be on this list, and the Dolphins beat the Rams. So for last week, I had the Steelers, I had the Cardinals, I had the Saints, Broc had the Dolphins and the Panthers. Broc was up 2. Now he's still up 1. Last year I beat Broc 35-21. This year, much more contested, much tighter. So I am down 1 still to Broc. Broc's up 16-15. Here's the picks for this week. I'm going to bring Broc on. We'll chit-chat it up, and we'll talk about this week's picks. We'll make our picks, and we'll go from there. So let's bring Broc on. There we are. How you doing, Broc?
Another day. We made it. Made it to
another day.
Record another
picks,
week of this. That's right.
we missed a couple weeks, but we're back on track now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, we still did the picks. We just didn't record. So.
Yeah, I made the catch-up video last week. This is going to be a fun week, I think, for picks. I'm going to make this bigger. Us off for a minute. There's some big matchups here. I mean, starting tonight, right now. This will be released tomorrow. So people won't know that we haven't seen the game yet. But the Commanders tonight with the Eagles, that's a big one. Ravens Steelers, a big one. Bears and Packers could have been. It's not as big anymore. The Packers are pretty heavily favored now. Jaguars Lions, not even close. But Browns Saints should be a good one.
How do you feel about the Bears being such big underdogs is the big question.
Well, it's against the Pack. I mean, of any game that this should be such big underdogs, this is the game. We've lost 10 straight to them. We're in a free fall. We've lost 3 in a row. We just fired our offensive coordinator. I mean, of any game where it's justified, we probably should be bigger underdogs than 5.5, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. That's just where we are.
Who's calling your plays now?
Thomas Brown. He's the offensive coordinator for the Panthers last year with Bryce Young as a rookie. And very highly touted, so I did a little video on him. Very highly touted. He got a chance. He was the Bears passing game coordinator, and he was with the Rams for their Super Bowl. Bright mind by everyone's account. And to me, I'm hoping, and I said this in one of my other videos, I'm hoping that it's one of those things where Shane Waldron was kind of getting known. The players were saying and hinting at the fact that they would have to come to him and say, we want to change this and this. Don't be afraid to coach us. That's one thing one of the players said is don't be afraid to coach us. So he's kind of pussyfooting. He was kind of tentative. And that I think that all falls from the Eberflus culture, though, because Eberflus has developed this culture of, defense first and don't turn the ball over. And so they've coached it out of Caleb to be this aggressive gunslinger. They said, we just don't want you to turn the ball over. Defense will handle it. Don't turn the ball over, and then we have a shot to win the game. Well, he's not turning the ball over.
The defense will keep us in the game as long as you don't make mistakes.
Yeah, and it's not working, though, because he's not turning the ball over, but he's also, my biggest quabble, and this is going to be, I do a preview each week of the games, so my Bears and Packers preview. I'm so sick of us being so tentative on first down, and the Bears in their press conference this week, just today, said that one of the big things why Green Bay is so successful this year and every year is because their first and second downs result in first and second downs more than almost any other team. But we're sitting here pussyfoot on first down, get maybe a yard or two on down, and then we're third and long every. We've got to be more aggressive on first downs and acting like it's a 1-2 yard play every single time. Give ourselves a chance to be in games. So. Anyways, I kind of went on a rant there about a preview of the Bear, but Thomas Brown,
it was my fault. I pushed you to it.
You like my pink nails?
It's very pretty. Matches you.
All of them. Every one of them's pink. I'm doing that for Caleb, baby. No, actually, my 8-year-old wanted to paint my nails last night, and we have the kid paint that peels off when you're done. Well, this wasn't the kid paint. This was and I don't have nail polish remover at my house. So I went to a doctor's appointment today. I went to get my tires rotated, and I went to Windy City Beefs, which is the Chicago. You went there with me, the Chicago style.
Yeah,
dude, I gotta show you. It's fine. This is entertaining for people, I hope. I gotta show you the food. In fact, I'm gonna pull it up. All right, it's pulling up. It'll be just a second. I'm pulling up the photos from it. So, anyways, I went to a doctor's appointment. I went to get my tires rotated. I went to this place. Everywhere I went, I had my bright pink nails, and actually, it was kind of empowering. I might leave it. I'm understanding Caleb Williams a little bit more. Anyways, here's from the Italian beef place. This is so it's Italian beef. This is Windy City Beefs. Broc and I have gone there before, Chicago style food. It's pizza dough. It's basically like a calzone, but with this Italian sandwich in there. And it was actually freaking phenomenal, dude. It was delicious.
Try that next time.
Is this a Chicago thing? Those of you in the chat or in the comments, let me know if this is in Chicago, because every time I've been there, I've had an Italian sandwich, but I've never had an Italian style pizza. I don't even know what they call it. I have to go back to the menu and look, but this is the closest place to Chicago, authentic Chicago food in Vegas. And I just told them, give me something on your menu that people love that I haven't tried before. And they suggested this, and it was freaking delicious. It was bomb. You just dip it in the au jus sauce there on the side.
Interesting.
So it's good. It was still sloppy. You can see below the food there, there's lots of juice coming out. So anyways, I did that with my pink nails today, and I said, you know what? The reason Caleb's sucking so bad is because I'm not supporting him by painting my nails. So I'm going to leave my nails painted. How's that sound?
Try it and see if it gives him a win this week.
As if anything I do, if anything I do has an impact.
Well, you can't change it. You can't change it if it's a win.
It's so funny, though, how my brother and I do that all the time. Like, we've gone to games together, and if we lose, we refuse to go to a game together again until they're winning. Like, the superstitions we have.
So. Well, fan is short for fanatic, right? So
yeah,
it's fitting.
We are fanatics.
We're not reasonable people when we're fans.
Which is why this entire channel was started in the first place, is because I'm not reasonable, and I started acting like a lunatic and ranting and raving, and then people started listening to it, and now they think I'm just crazy. So,
yeah,
crazy me. And big news for your team too. The Colts facing the Jets in New Jersey. They decided what's with that? What's with flopping quarterbacks 2 weeks later? Maybe they thought that Joe Flacco would be a savior, and he's been just as sucky as AR. So now they're
been just as bad. He has. Yeah, if we're gonna lose, we might as well let AR get some experience. And I don't know why they're flip flopping. A lot of people are speculating it was pushed by the GM to save his job because he hasn't done much in 8 years, and I think it's time for a change. We need a change. Kenny Moore was pretty upset the other day. I don't know if you heard him, but he pretty much said it's same. Kenny Moore.
Oh yeah, your defensive back,
slot cornerback. Yeah, he's been a stud for us, and he just says, it's the same thing no matter who's quarterback, and it's just the same thing going on. So maybe we do need some culture change, and starts with the GM. So that is
I think. We're calling for Eberflus's head pretty freaking hard. I would say, honestly, probably 80% of the fan base wants Eberflus fired. I'm not opposed to it. I don't like his style, especially with the rookie quarterback. We need an offensive mind. I'm just hoping Thomas Brown can inject some juice. I hope he learned from the whole Bryce Young thing. That whole situation is different. The Bears roster is loaded. Like, we have our offense, other than the line, our line's not loaded. The Panthers line is better. And
wide receivers, your running backs. Yeah, you got a lot of talent on that team.
Tight ends, everything. So, it should be better weapons for him to work with a rookie quarterback. I think the Panthers situation just sucked for anyone involved. Anyone that was going to be there was damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. So I think what he'd said in his press conference, the juice. I hope it's one of those situations where you see them, just like, who was it last week that had lost 7? The Saints. The Saints had lost 7 in a row.
Yeah,
they get an interim head coach.
2-0, and then they went 2-7 or something like that. So
yeah, two wins to start the year. Everybody was hyped about them. Lose 7 in a row. Fire Dennis Allen and the interim head coach last week, and they went and won. I mean, they won a big game for them. It was against the division leader at the time. Well, still are, the Falcons. So that was big for them. So hopefully the same thing for the Bears. That's what we want to see this week. That's what we're hoping for. So your Colts are underdogs as well. So both our teams are underdogs again. It's been a couple weeks since we could say that. We've not both have been underdogs at the same time. So we both have underdogs. Other good games, the Bills and Chiefs. That's going to be a great game. Bengals and Chargers should be a good game. Even the Rams and Patriots, with how the Patriots started playing, it should be a decent game. So you're first this week. We're on an odd number. You're week 1, so you're first. I got my little cheat sheet of where I ranked them. We had a better week last week. Six of them were upsets, and we picked 5. The only one we didn't was the Patriots and Bears, probably just because I like the Bears and you were being nice to me.
Pretty much, yeah.
All the other ones we picked,
I did not think they were going to lose to the Patriots.
Who did, man? It was disheartening.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, so I'm sure you have a lot different feelings than me. But
well, you can look at the box score and see that wasn't close either way. I mean, even not watching the game, you can see that one, and you're like, okay, that's a joke to lose by the Patriots by that much. All right,
I think
you're first,
the first pick, the Chiefs. This is the second time I believe they've been the underdog, and although I don't know if they'll go undefeated, I'm going to choose them until they prove otherwise. So I got to go Chiefs, number 1.
All right. Broc's
it will be a tough matchup there in New York, though.
It's crazy the Chiefs are underdogs 2 weeks in a row, but as undefeated this late in the season, halfway through the season, undefeated underdogs twice in a row. And you picked them both times, and it worked last week for you.
Yes.
Last week you picked. Well, it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
It wasn't
last week. It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I went back to show it, and I was a liar. So 2 weeks ago, you got it. You're going to pick it again. All right. That means with my first one, I'm going to have to go with the Browns. And you're going to be upset with me. Don't hate me.
I won't hate you.
I'm going Colts.
Wow.
I think whenever you have a change like that, and the Jets have been so up and down, they've only had a couple games where they've had good games. And the Colts switching things up, and they've got a good team. DeForest Buckner's back. He's been back for several weeks, but he's back. Yeah. Your defense is still good. Add a little juice in there. I heard Anthony Richardson's quote about how he was grateful to be benched. He gave him some new perspective, and he's motivated for this week. I just think things like that sometimes motivate these guys to come out and play well. So I really think the Colts will win this week.
And I was cursing our defense at the start of the year, but they've actually played pretty well. They've given up a lot of points, but it's because the offense have put them in really bad spots with turnovers. So
yeah,
the last few weeks, the defense has actually played really well.
Yeah, I think that's an upset brewing right there.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
You didn't see that.
I honestly thought you were going to say Steelers, which is what I'm going to say.
Oh, that's my next one on my list. It is.
Because that has your second favorite quarterback on the bench on that team.
Yeah, but he's not quarterback anymore. I really just think that the Steelers defense is so strong that, and being at home, that's going to be a fun matchup. Ravens and Steelers,
it'll be tough. It's always a tough matchup in that division.
But I think their defense is staunch.
Tomlin's always got that team ready to go.
Yeah, there's certain coaches that you don't want to bet against, and Tomlin's one of them.
Yeah, Tomlin's one of the best in the league for sure. And then I'm going to go to the team that should have upset when I picked them last week and they blew it. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
That's my next one too, man.
I think they're going right on the list. I think they're figuring things out. They were actually my number 2. I had the Bengals at 2 and the Steelers at 4.
So I didn't have the Chiefs where you did because I think Buffalo's so strong right now, but they would have been picked by now. So that's the only thing we've had out of order, unless you didn't have the Colts as high as I did.
I didn't, but it's because sometimes they piss me off and I just steer clear.
I want to take back what we talked about earlier now with the Commanders, dang it. No, we're good. My next one, I'm going to go ahead and jump up because I'm feeling the same thing. I just convinced myself while we were talking. I had the Bears lower, but the same thing I'm talking about with the Colts, a little new energy and little new life. No team has had more than 10 wins in a row, and the Packers are 10 wins in a row right now. It would set a new record if they do. I think our secondary is good enough to face Jordan Love. I'm just worried about stopping Josh Jacobs. Our run defense has been bad, and if Josh Jacobs gets rolling, we're screwed. But with Thomas Brown, hopefully a little new life, I'm going to say the Bears are going to do it. The Bears are going to knock them off. I have to pull for my Bears, right?
Yes, you need to.
I have to. So
I mean, I didn't just. I was going to pick the Colts, but not as high as you did. So.
I think that's one of the upset picks of the week. Now I've convinced myself the Bears to go higher too. All right, next one. I'm going to do the Patriots. I think the Patriots are playing, even though the loss or the win to the Bears is really more of the Bears sucking. I think the Patriots are getting rolling. Drake May is looking better as a rookie. I think he's really starting to look good. The Rams struggled last week, couldn't get a touchdown. I still like the Rams, but I just think there's a good shot at an upset there. So I'm going to go with the Patriots here for my fourth one.
Okay. Well, as you said, you know who I'm taking here. I'm taking the Commanders. I told myself I'm tired of picking the Thursday night game because when they lose, it kind of puts you behind the eight ball, but I'm going to do it again.
All right, so that's the Commanders with the 8th pick overall, your 4th pick.
Yep. And then I guess I will go with the Falcons. Which is another team who's up and down, and they're playing another team, Denver, who's up and down. So you never know what you're going to get week to week. But I think Denver's starting to play better with their rookie quarterback now that he's getting more experience. But I'm still going to count on the Falcons to do something.
I like it. I had them right there too. All right, so it doesn't leave many options left for me, but there's only really one I dare to take out of what's left. And I'm going to do it because it's against a division rival again. I like to do that. No, I'm not going Jaguars. I'm going to go. If I can go against the spread, I think the Jaguars could keep it within 14 points. But I don't think there's any shot the Jaguars.
They're with a backup quarterback too right now. So.
All right, so you had Falcons for your 5th. I'm going to go Titans against the Vikings. I'm going to say the Titans defense could have a decent game, try to pull it off. I mean, it's between the Titans and the Cowboys, and maybe the Seahawks could play. I don't know. I gotta go Titans. When we get to the bottom here, the 10th pick, we run out of slim pickings here. I don't think the Raiders have a shot of beating the Dolphins on the road. I don't think the Seahawks are going to beat the Niners on the road. I don't think the Cowboys will beat the Texans. The Cowboys are actually defeated at home. They haven't won a game at home this year.
That's another mess of an organization right now. So.
Yeah, they've had a downfall this year too. That's rough for them. I think they've only won 3 games, 3-6 for the Cowboys, which is crazy. They had such high aspirations, such a solid defense and weapons on offense too to start the year.
Now they don't have Dak for the rest of the year, so they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're stuck. All right, so my first pick. Let's go. Broc's first pick. I'll just do all yours in order first. Broc has the Chiefs, Steelers, Bengals, and then who was your 4th? Commanders, and your 5th was the Falcons. Yeah, Commanders, Falcons for you. So then I have the Browns, Colts, Bears, Patriots, and Titans. So those are our picks for the week. All right, Broc, appreciate you. Appreciate all you do.
Yeah. I like your 2nd pick. I'm really hoping you get that one right.
Well, me too. 2nd and 3rd picks. Let's hope both those ones go.
We'll root for your 2nd and 3rd picks.
Sounds great to me. Bears and Colts. Let's get a duo win this week. It'll be good for both organizations.
Yes.
All right, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Have fun.
Bear down.